going to be making use of a MACD and OsMA indicator. So I can come over right here and pick my MACD and my OsMA indicators. So the settings of my MACD indicator comes with the default settings of a fast period as 12, the slow period 26, the signal period as 9. Right here on the style level, I'm going to set these colors just like this, and I'm going to be setting them on 1 pixels each. So when I'm done, I'm going to click on save. My OsMA also comes with the same settings of a default with a fast EMA period of 12, the slow EMA of 26, while the signal SMA period is 9. Right here on the style level, I'm going to be using a green color. So when I'm done, I'm going to click on save. So with this strategy, I'm going to be using the Heikin Ashi candlestick, and I'm going to be setting it on 1 minute candle time frame. Not only that, I'm going to be using 3-minute expiration time. So right here, I found an opportunity for a down position. So the first thing I always put into consideration anytime I want to make use of this strategy is to see a reversal of the market. So basically, in the case of a downward position, I have to see a market moving towards an upside direction and also a reversal towards a downside direction. So with this, I don't go with a ranging market just like what I have right at this point. I always go with a directional move in the market. So right here I see the market moving towards an upside direction, and this is a reversal of the market towards the opposite direction right here. So another thing I also put into consideration is the consistency of my candlestick. So anytime I have a stable and consistency of a candlestick, it always shows me that there are consistency in the market and there are enough liquidity to push the market towards a particular direction. So another thing I also put into consideration is my MACD. So my MACD lines has to intersect each other at the overbought conditional level, and it has to be heading towards a downside direction. The same thing with my OsMA. The OsMA has to be printing out a candle, and the candle should be below the 0% level right at this point. It has to be below it, and there has to be a stronger candle. So I have to see at least 2 strong candles before I can be able to go into the market. So right at this point, I make another win. So right here, I found an opportunity for an up position. So I'm going to go for an up position right here. So the first thing I put into consideration is the direction of the market. So right here, the market has actually moved towards a downside direction, and this is the reversal of the market towards an upside direction. So not only that, I also find a consistent candlestick. That is to show that there is enough liquidity in the market to push the market towards a particular direction. So another thing I also put into consideration is my MACD lines. The 2 lines also intersect each other at the oversold conditional level, which also gives me another confirmation into the market. I also look through my OsMA indicator, so I'm able to have at least 2 strong lines above the 0% level, which also gives me another confirmation. So right here, I also make another win. So right here, I'm finding an opportunity for a downside direction. So I see a move towards an upside direction, and also I'm seeing a pullback towards the downside direction. I'm able to see a stable candlestick, and also the intersection of my MACD line. So in the case of a downside directional move, the red line has to be above the green light, or in the case of an upward movement, the green line has to be above the red line. So right here, I'm able to confirm my entry with a stronger OsMA candles below the 0% level. Right here, I also make another win. Right here, I'm finding an opportunity for an upward directional move. So the market has actually moved towards a downside direction. So I'm going to go for an upward directional move right here. I'm also able to see a consistency of a candlestick, confirming it with my indicators. I don't only go into the market when I find confirmation with my indicators. I also have to see the movement of the market before I go into the market. And right at this point, I make another win. And this is where I'm going to stop on this video. So if you find value on this content, do ensure you subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell so you miss any of our amazing videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video.